Ever get that weird feeling that your favorite store knows you a little too well? Today, we're going to dive into the hidden world of predictive analytics and see how companies can figure out our most private secrets, sometimes before our own families even know. And it all kicks off with a story that is, well, it's just wild.
So picture this. An absolutely furious father storms into a Target just outside Minneapolis. He's waving this mailer in the manager's face, demanding to know why on earth his high school-aged daughter is getting coupons for baby clothes and cribs. He was, to put it mildly, not happy.
And this is where it gets really crazy. A few days later, the Target manager calls the father to apologize for the whole mix-up. But it's the father who ends up apologizing. He sheepishly admits that after talking with his daughter, he found out she was, in fact, pregnant. A computer knew before her own dad did. So how in the world is that even possible?
To answer that, you have to meet the man behind the algorithm, a data expert by the name of Andrew Pohl. His job at Target was, essentially, to be a mathematical mind reader, to analyze customer shopping patterns and uncover their secrets.
Now, this wasn't just some random project. Pohl's bosses came to him with a very specific billion-dollar question. You see, they knew that having a baby is the single most profitable life event for a retailer. New parents are tired, they're busy, and they start buying everything from diapers to orange juice, all in one place. If Target could identify them first, they could lock in a customer for years to come.
So what was his primary tool? The guest ID. Every time you use a credit card, a coupon, or a loyalty card, Target assigns you this unique number. This little code links all your purchases together, creating this incredibly detailed, evolving profile of your life and your habits.
Paul's team discovered that pregnant women shop in these unbelievably predictable ways. They'd start buying huge amounts of unscented lotion right around their second trimester. They bought supplements like calcium and zinc. By identifying a whole basket of about 25 key products, they could create a really powerful predictive signal.
And this model wasn't just a wild guess. It was stunningly accurate. The system could assign shoppers a pregnancy prediction score with about 87% accuracy. And what's really wild is that by analyzing when they bought certain items, it could even estimate their due date. But all this incredible accuracy led to a very human problem. As we saw with that angry father, customers found this level of tracking, well, creepy. It made them feel queasy, you know? Like some corporate big brother was spying on them. And that kind of feeling could scare shoppers away for good.
So, Target now had this incredibly powerful tool, but a major problem. Using it directly would totally backfire. The solution to this creepy dilemma came from a place you would never expect: the music industry.
Remember the song Hey Ya by Outkast? Of course you do. Well, when it was first released in 2003, it was a massive flop. Every time it came on the radio, people would literally change the station. Why? Because it just sounded too new, too different. Our brains are hardwired to crave familiarity. We instinctively like things that sound like things we already know.
So radio programmers figured out this brilliant strategy. Instead of just playing this strange new song all by itself, they decided to sandwich it. They would wrap the unfamiliar song in a comforting blanket of familiarity.
Here's how it worked. A DJ would play a song everyone knew and loved, then they'd sneak in Hey Ya and immediately follow it with another huge familiar hit. By tucking it between things the listener already liked, their brain was kind of tricked into accepting it and eventually loving it. And that was the solution to Target's problem. They realized they could apply that exact same psychological sandwich trick to their marketing, making their creepy, hyper-targeted ads feel completely normal and totally harmless.
This brings us to the final piece of the puzzle: marketing as camouflage. Target learned that to successfully change a customer's habits, they had to hide their intentions right there in plain sight.
So instead of sending a mailer with only baby products, which would just scream, "We know you're pregnant," they camouflaged the ads. They'd mix a coupon for diapers right next to one for a lawnmower. A coupon for infant clothes would be sitting right beside one for wine glasses. To the pregnant shopper, the ad book just looked like a random collection of deals for everyone. It didn't feel personal or invasive at all. It felt safe. And because it felt safe, she felt comfortable using the coupons for the baby items, and Target's plan worked perfectly.
There's a great analogy for this. It's kind of like trying to get a toddler to eat a new vegetable. If you put it on the plate by itself, they'll probably reject it. But if you hide it inside their favorite macaroni and cheese, they'll eat it without even knowing. Companies do the same thing. hiding the new behavior they want inside the comfort of your existing habits.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that our daily routines, the things we buy without even thinking, are incredibly predictable. And in the world of retail, that predictability isn't just data. It's a multi-million-dollar asset.
Which leaves us with one final provocative thought. As you go about your week, clicking add to cart or swiping your credit card, it's worth asking yourself, what secrets are your habits telling the world about you?